Hi there. In this video, we're going to be looking at the Unpivot columns function inside of Power Query. So to start off with, we're in unpivot columns.xlsx. We're in the basic sheet, and here we've got a table where we've asked 4 people to rate their what they thought of the taste of 3 different apples, because we're thinking of selling apples at our stores, and we want to know which one to sell. So we've got Pippins, Cameos, and Brayburns. So we've got all 4 people, their gender, and what their scores are, and that's okay. But what we want to be able to do is we want to be able to find the average score for each gender, right? And so to do that, we're going to need a table that actually looks like this. So rather than Toshi here having 1 row, Toshi's actually going to have 3 rows, 1 for each score. Now you might be asking yourself, boy, this sure looks a lot nicer. Why can't we just leave it like this? And the answer is, in a pivot table, you can only take the average of an individual column. So you can't take the average of like 3 columns together. You can only take the average of 1. So if you want to take an average score, you actually have to have a column that's called score. So let's go take a look at that real quick, just so you know that I'm not making this stuff up. Here is, by the way, I've got this table here and this table here. They refer to this pivot table and this pivot table respectively. So here's our original version. So let's demonstrate the problem, what you're going to run into, why you have to fix it. Let's take gender. We're going to drag it onto rows. And okay, so if all we want is the average for Pippins, well, that's just fine. I'm going to change that. Can't see it, but I'm going to go change this to average. And I could take Cameo down there, and I could change that. Value field settings, change the aggregation to average, and I can even take Brayburn and bring that down there. And once again, you see where I'm going here. I could take the value field settings, change that to average, and click OK. All right, well, that works for each individual apple type, but what I can't find is the average score for all apples. I can't do that here. It's actually impossible. You could spend as much time as you want to trying to figure out how to do it, and you can't. The way you have to do it is to make the transformation from this to this. And to show you how much easier it is once you've made that transformation, come over here to Pivot Table. I'm going to click on this guy right here, and I'm going to use the magical popsicle stick of death, as some people call it, and I'm going to take the gender. I'm going to take gender, put it on rows. I'm going to take my score, put it on values, and I'm now going to go to value field settings, change the aggregation to average, click OK, and I'm done. That was it. It was that easy. So if you set your data up correctly, it makes those kind of aggregations very easy, and you can't do it like this. So anyways, that's the problem. That's why we have to change it from this to this. Let's go through how we do it. It's actually quite simple. So I'm going to click somewhere on this table. I'm going to head up to Power Query, and I'm going to get data from a table. So there's 2 methods to do this, and they actually produce the same M code. And if you're not seeing this formula bar right here, head over to View and click on Formula Bar. I like to leave it open so I can see what formulas are being written. So one way to do it is to select all the different columns that you've got that you want to unpivot, and then unpivot them. So I'm going to left click on Pippin, shift click to select all the way over to Brayburn, and I'm going to right click and do unpivot columns. And there we go. That's pretty close to the results that I want. By the way, if you want to, at this point, you could change this from attribute and value to like type and score. So you can like right click on it and click rename and change the name that way. What I like to do, just because I think it makes it a lot cleaner, is if you look up here in the M code that's being written, notice here it says attribute, and there it says attribute, and here it says value, and there it says value. That's not a coincidence. We could just change the names right in that code. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to change this from attribute to type, and I'm going to change value to score, and click enter. And there we go. Okay, so now this is the finished result that I want. But like I said, there's 2 ways to do it. So the way we did it before, I'm going to uncheck this. Just to remind you, we could click on the first column we want to unpivot, shift click to select all the columns we want to unpivot, right click, unpivot columns. That's how we did it before, and then we changed these guys. The other way to do it, which produces the same exact code, is to click on the columns that you don't want to pivot, right? So we're going to shift click to select name and gender. So we're going to, did that a little fast. I'm going to left click on name to select that, and shift click on gender to select that. And then I right click and say unpivot other columns. And I get the same exact result. The only difference is, which column do you select on the outset. So really, in making that decision process, it's just what's going to involve less clicks for you. So once again, last time I changed the code up here to change those names. Let's do it let's do it kind of the clunky way. That'll work just fine. I'm gonna left click on the column, then right click on it, go to rename, change that to type, hit enter, and I'm gonna left click on that column, right click, go to rename, and change this to score, and hit enter. And you know, it's the same exact thing, except we've got this additional renamed column steps. Which one you prefer is sort of up to you. Okay, so let's go ahead and click close and load. And there we go. These are the exact results that we want. Okay, well, in the next example, I will show you a slightly more complicated example. It'll be a quick video, but it'll really help drill the idea home. Okay, thank you for watching, and I will see you next video.